Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about Fire Force's new chapter. I'm not going to go into huge details about the chapter, but I am going to discuss a concept that has happened within the last two chapters. So, that being said, if you're an anime-only viewer, you might not want to watch this video, and if you're a manga reader, make sure you're caught up. Before we get started, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz, and let's get into the speculation video. So the last two Fire Force chapters have had Sho, Shinra's little brother, trying to figure out himself. Him and Arrow have been going on this adventure, trying to figure out things about his mother and his brother and stuff like that. And the big reveal, it turns out, is that Shinra and Sho are likely of divine birth. And what do I mean by that? Well, they're Christ-like, meaning they don't have an actual father. Now, this could be completely thrown out by the next chapter. They're still exploring the idea. From what I see, it looks like it was covered up by the Holy Soul Church. But let's play with that a little bit. So both Shinra and Sho are Adolla Bursts, and they both represent two sides of a different coin. Sho looks more angelic. Shinra looks more like a devil. So some people are speculating that it's only these two that are born this way, and I'm going to say that that's not true at all. I'm going to say that every pillar / Adolla Burst is born this way. Adolla Bursts are literally the children of Adolla. And what is Adolla? Adolla is a parasitic invading parallel dimension, basically. Most of this arc has been Adolla converging on the world. They've already done it once with a catastrophe, and they're basically solidifying it this time. The biggest indicator has been since the Benimaru fight, the moon has turned into the grinning moon from Soul Eater, and that's a whole topic on its own. This game has been winking and nodding at Soul Eater so much that at first it was more like a fun game, but now it seems more like there may be something more to it. Like maybe Okubo is making his own little universe here, even though both Soul Eater and Fire Force were printed in different magazines, so I don't know the logistics of that or how that works. So let's just say all Adolla Bursts are of divine origin, meaning the paternity side of their birth came from Adolla. How would that work? Well, I mean, you could easily explain it that mothers, for example, they were conceived by having an Adolla link with the dimension or something on the other side of the dimension. That's my first theory. You can even go through each of the pillars, and most of their parentage is in mystery. Amaterasu is basically somebody on the other side of Adolla, and not much is really said about her. Iris, her potential doppelganger, who's a pillar and an Adolla Burst, she was an orphan and raised by the church. Haomeya was raised by the White Clad since age 5. Inka, it says she has a father, but that doesn't mean anything. It could be an adopted father. It could be a father who thought she was his parent. I mean, there ain't nothing stopping that. Natako, we don't really know anything about. At least if we did, I missed it. Sumier, she's too old, and the pillar that's most clouded in mystery. So yeah, so I actually think if this is the direction that we're going, I don't think it's going to be just regulated to Shinra and Sho being of divine birth. I think it's going to be all Adolla Bursts and potentially demons. Well, we don't really know much about demons beyond that they're like beefed up infernals. What if a demon is just a failed Adolla Burst? It's something to think about. So yeah, we're going kind of Christ-like in Fire Force, but this series has been wrapping up. We don't know how many more volumes are going to be left before the series is over, and I would imagine that David Production already knows the end date, and they plan on doing a full adaptation beyond the season that we have right now. So that's basically my speculation, and for all I know, by next week, this is completely thrown out the window. You know, it was a ruse. They aren't of divine birth. They actually have physical fathers. Or what if it's found that Shinra has a paternal father in the real world and Sho does not, which would be more like the God versus devil thing, where Sho was born by divine birth by God, and Lucifer, the devil, is a fallen angel and becomes like man. I don't know. Something to think about. So I'm going to cover more stuff like this with Fire Force, not necessarily going into details of chapters, unless they're like really good fight chapters. These last 2 chapters were very informational, and they've been centered around this question. So we'll see what happens. But for more Fire Force content, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. Let's talk about this. I think Fire Force is great, and I can't wait to see where this goes. So hope you all have a wonderful day. See you later.